What's up, everybody? Welcome to the ReCoop. I'm your host, Cooper Daniels, and today is Tuesday, January 9th, in the Lord's year 2024. How the hell are you guys doing? Holy shit. Having some coffee, feeling a little beat up today. I don't even know why. But it's been like work stuff. It's not like I was boozing. It's not like I was boozing. Man, how the hell is everybody doing? What's going on? We're on Bitcoin spot ETF Eve tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. All the Bitcoin maxis that believe in self-custody will celebrate the ripping away of self-custody. No, I'll celebrate it too if it pumps my bags, baby. No, I think as you look at the real truth about that is if it is going to, people are going to do what they're going to do with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is supposed to be for the people. And anybody can do whatever the hell they want to do with it. That they can do. If they can convince all the Bitcoin miners to do something, then Bitcoin will do it. That's how it works. So if people want to buy a bunch of it, get together, hold it, fork it, turn it into a proof of stake chain, kill it, well, then original Bitcoin will keep on going probably, won't it? And it'll be worth a lot less than it does today. Anyways, who cares about that doom and gloom? The markets should be doing well. I have no idea what they're doing. I think I saw that the stock market is in the red. We'll look at that in a second. There's been a little chitter chatter on Twitter about P Gold, the top ASA according to volume on Algorand, a token called Polka Dot Gold. Kind of brutal. We'll talk about that. We'll look at some of the things. I had a guy that's supporting it over in the Polkadot ecosystem. I don't know if he is behind it or not. He leads on that he's not. So we got to take him for his word. I'm not going to sit here and speculate that he is, but he seems to like it. And so let's talk about it. We'll talk about it, whether Tiny Man should be giving 18,000 algo rewards to its pools. We'll talk all about it. We'll talk all about that today. I think we're going to talk about it because it seems to be something that people are interested in. Obviously, we'll talk a little more about the Bitcoin spot ETF. We'll talk about some of the other news that is hitting, and we'll look at some prices, and I'll talk to the chat. How's everybody doing? I hope you're feeling better than I am today. I'm feeling a little angsty. Anybody else feel angsty? Is it the moons? Is Felicia out there? Can you tell me about the astrology? What's the astrology? Is there something wrong with today? Because I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, folks. Feeling confrontational. What's up? GG? How you doing? Animal style? What's going on? Aw, Charlie Escalante. How the hell are you, sir? My real life friend Charlie is in the building. I did not do well in that fantasy football league this year, unfortunately, but I usually dominate that dude, and he's used to it. I used to be called Albert on here. Oh, Albert. Okay. Who is this animal style? Using my .algo handle now might clear up some confusion. There we go. Hey, Aiden Farron, did you guys expect Algorand price will bounce back after the governance commitment window closes? I could be wrong, but I feel like in the past, that's how it typically went, hopefully. Do you guys expect Algorand price will bounce back after the governance commitment window closes? No, I think you might be wrong. Aiden, what I would expect is that the algo price would bounce back before the window closes because people want to add to their governance stack. That has been traditionally what's happening because theoretically people want to buy it right now because they want to commit it because they're going to get a good APY on it. And then typically after the window closes, people that are waiting to sell because now they know that all the donkeys are locked in, then they dump on them. Are we the donkeys, folks? What's up, Jake Reed? Nice to see you. Coop is right. Let's get it on Binance. Just kidding. Well, not kidding, but okay, Fred, what's up? How are you doing? Coop, shout out to GORA Network. Shout out to EXA MARKET, MESSINA ONE. the three sponsors of this show. MESSINA ONE has mALGO. It is talking about Algorand governance. It is a passive way to participate in Algorand governance that provides a lot more yield than the Algorand Foundation. So if you are into just buying your algo and then getting a nice amount of yield, but not having to worry about the G algo burn, not have to worry about the worry about all the things you don't want to have to think about it and commit and recommit and do all the things. You just want to let it sit there for as long as you want it to sit there. mALGO continues to accrue the interest, and the token itself becomes more and more valuable over time. Now, there are things to be careful about. I see some of you, because this is the first period, people are learning about it, and it's disappointing for sure. And I feel for you guys, but if you burned it at the very, maybe at the a little early, you needed to wait for the rewards to be distributed so that they could, work their magic on the token. So I'm sorry if that happened to you guys, but we'll talk more about these things later in the week. I'm going to have John TK from Algo Foundry and Kevin from Algo Foundry on the show on Friday, I believe. I think Friday is going to be the day. We're going to have them on, and we'll talk all about the MESSINA Bridge. We'll talk about mALGO, and we'll talk about how they're incentivizing mALGO. We all know what gALGO is doing. gALGO has been a player in the Algorand ecosystem for a while. They have this community coin incentive that Chips is going to win, Nikita apparently, and it's going to piss me off. I got to detach from that, folks. Yesterday, I felt some passion. I'll put some stuff I'll put whatever I have unlocked in the from your generous donations in the Tiny Man pool is what I'll do. Anyways, so all of those guys are great. EXA Marketplace is also a fantastic marketplace in the Algorand ecosystem. They do a good job. You can actually have put out offers on EXA. They do a good job with their rewards. They've had real life prizes in the past that I participated in. So EXA is always looking for ways to kind of gain ground on Rand and do things in a good way. And I believe that they're trying to be a marketplace that expands as well. And then of course, where we started, Fred from GORA with Abdul and that entire team building a really cool decentralized Oracle that's going cross-chain as well. So, cheers to them. We're rooting for you. All right, Wilson, what's up? Christopher Swenner, I don't feel angsty. I feel happy. I'll go climb a mountain. Christopher Swenner. Just kidding. Nice to see you, Chris. Thanks for joining the chat. 40-ounce Jesus. This man has long hair, a beard, and some OE. You drink Old English, 40-ounce Jesus? I haven't had an Old English in many decades. God, it's been that long, really. That's not actually true, because I remember in something like 2010, I was at a cast party, and me and this guy bonded on the fact that we used to drink Old English. And he bought 4 40s. Like, I was going to drink 2 40s of Old English with him. I was like, bro, no way. And then he brought 4 40s for us to drink. And I drank about half of one, and it was the most. It tastes like charcoal and the tears of your lineage. It is Old English is the most disgusting thing in the world. And then I went out to the liquor store so I could even drink it because I felt bad because it was like a thing that we had bonded on. And I put orange juice in it like I did when I was a kid, and then it made it taste a little better. Swamp juice is what we called that. All right, you look good, Coop. Oh, thank you, Chris. Definitely a donkey. Wait, I forget what I said about the donkey. Why did I say donkey? Oh, man. Why is my brain not working? That sucks. I felt like I was making momentum. I thought that, we all know that the 21st is my liberation day. I don't know what I'm liberating myself from, but something. And I felt like I was improving. But today, sometimes on your journey towards freedom and joy and happiness, I guess you have to take a step back. Who else is waiting on that juicy APR spike on folks' finance? It's always an entertaining watch. I don't think it's going to be as big this year. That's my hot take. I don't think that those APRs or APYs are going to be as insane this year. I think folks' finance probably didn't like the marketing of it last time and what it did to a lot of people that were holding it and how it ate into a lot of rewards. And they, I think part of them working on that is getting everybody to do gALGO and use gALGO in these pools because they're rewarding those pools with algo. So we'll see. We'll see. but they will be good for sure, especially leading up to the end of governance sign up. We out here. What's up, Caleb? Good to see you. They discounted 40s in my state, but it was OE, Laser, and Mickey's back in the day. Mickey's, Big Mouth, Mickey's. Anybody out there drink this crap? Steel Reserve, OE, Mickey's, Natty Ice, Weinhardt's, Henry Weinhardt's. That was a thing, right? I didn't like Henry Weinhardt's because it just basically gave me a stomach ache and didn't even do anything. I don't know. It just seemed like it had no alcohol in it. But I probably was, just drinking 10% 40s at that time. Yeah, so those things. And then I moved on to things like Sam Adams and then Sierra Nevada. That was my big aha moment. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. I was like, ooh, I like a beer like this. Been drinking it ever since. Coop drinking that OGOE. What does page 7 of the P Gold white paper mean regarding transferring wallet to Gavin Wood? We drink Cisco's and Boons. Boons, I think he means. There was Boons. We would buy Boons for the girls. I mean, I think there's many rap songs about this, but you gave Boone's Farm for the girls. Cisco's, definitely Cisco's. Those things were crazy. That's Cisco's remind me of going to San Francisco and going to like the Strip, North Beach, I think, where all those special clubs are. And you only had to be 18, so we'd be 18. We would drink Cisco's at the park down the street and then go to those special clubs. Smash the like button if you like Algorand and want to support the show. Yes, do that. Like the show. Hit the, oh my God, guys. I'm going to share. Today's going to be a day where I share the screen perfectly, but I'm going to be a mess. Like the damn stream. If you're on Twitter, if you have if you have the kindness in your heart after the show, head over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like the show, do all the things. Like it on Twitter, do whatever you need to do. Let's follow me on Twitter. Obviously, you probably are if you're watching this, and let's grow this thing. All right. So let's just move on. Thanks everybody for giving me the chat. And let's just go. Let's navigate the noise. Let's look at the news and let's check out some prices. Then we'll talk about P Gold and anything else that comes up on these headlines. So let's just go. All right, cool. Okay. Ba-do-do. Let's go here. Let's share this, baby. Put me in the corner. Put Coop in the corner. We'll refresh it. Just make sure we're good. All right, cool. Sweet. Yeah. So I think the Dow bounced back yesterday, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's down 0.5% today, almost 200 points. I think it was worse earlier in the morning. S&P 500 cuts earlier losses Tuesday as tech rebounds. There you go. So the tech stocks rebounded. I guess they fell a bit in the morning, but everyone was like, psych, we're good. All right, so the S&P 500 is about even, and the NASDAQ is slightly up. Yeah. People are expecting negative catalysts. Global economy set for its worst half decade of growth in 30 years, the World Bank says. Okay. Man, this Boeing story is pretty crazy. Oh, but now they're pumping it. Boeing hits 2023 jet delivery goal and blockbuster sales year. United, Alaska Air find loose hardware on some Boeing 737 MAX 9s after grounding. So we'll see. I mean, NVIDIA continues its parabolic run. Meta's going to limit what teens can see. Just really push those teens off well, I guess it's not just Facebook, it's Instagram. They're on Instagram, aren't they? Biden slams Trump for revealing twisted true colors, hoping the economy crashes in 2024. Let's root for the economy. Even though I think we all think that banks are in trouble and probably this our economy is a bit of a house of cards right now. Or do you guys not think that? You guys think it's going to be good? You think we're all good? You think I'm tripping? You think people are tripping? Certainly not rooting against it, though. That's silly. I'd rather people not suffer. All right, let's go to Bloomberg. Boeing door bolts in focus after airlines find loose parts. Jesus, Boeing. Let's tighten those bolts. Let's tighten those bolts, Boeing. Hollywood Actors Union signs first big deal for AI and voiceover work. I'll read that on my own. I won't bore you with that, but I am interested. Okay, this is all the same. Let's see if they have anything interesting down here. Stories from me. Okay, so they're trying to find a resolution to the Ukraine-Russia war. Good luck. Bill Gross casts shade on Treasury, sees 10-year overvalued. Okay. Badoop. Macron names Gabriel Attal youngest French prime minister. Bitcoin rally cools and countdown to US spot ETF decision. What do you guys think is going to happen tomorrow? Will you guys put it in the comments? Tell me what you think is going to happen tomorrow. I think 99.5% sure. I'm 95%. Let's just be realistic here. I'm 95% sure that at around 5 a.m. tomorrow, my time, we're going to find out that that these have been approved, and then they're going to start trading on Thursday. Now, it's a long storied saying, buy the rumor, sell the news. Sell the. I can't even think of this shit right now. Buy the rumor, sell the news. I was right. But yeah, so is that going to happen, or do you think that does not apply here, and we are on a Bitcoin rocket ship to 60, and then maybe we cool off a bit? Or what do you think is going to happen? I would love to know what you think is going to happen. I personally believe that alts will suffer initially because people are going to pour into Bitcoin if that FOMO happens. But maybe alts are suffering right now, and I have not looked at those. But I do see that crypto. Okay, let's just move on to crypto. Okay, well, we get a sneak peek right here. It is cool. Bitcoin is cooling off a bit, and it does look like, man, but what are you doing, Solana? Punk ass Solana, always green. Why are you always green? XRP finding its way back to 50 cents. Cardano, 50 cents. Avalanche turned around. It was green earlier today when I looked. Polkadot fallen. Tron glued to 10 cents. Justin Sun needs Tron at 10 cents, doesn't he? Because it never leaves 10 cents. All right. So yeah, alts are hurt except for everybody's favorite, Solana. Did I need to refresh this? Oh, maybe I needed to refresh this. Sorry, guys. You guys can see this, right? Yeah. All right. Yeah, but the same stuff. Okay. All these freaking. All right. This is the same headline as yesterday. Bitcoin ETFs could see up to 100 billion in inflows if SEC approves standard charter. So 100 billion is not small. It's not small. Okay, these are all the same headlines as yesterday. We got nothing. Bitcoin ETF fever drives Ethereum to 32-month low versus BTC. So if you are out of ETH, and if you made the move like I did to get out all of my ETH and move it into Bitcoin, you're smart. So congratulations to us. I wish I had done it in more size. All right, let's go to the block. Yeah. What do you guys think of Solana? You think it's going to keep on going? Put that in the comments. Let's talk about it. I want you to predict. I want you all to predict how the market's going to react to an all but certain. Are we not certain? Anybody that is not certain feels not genuine right now. I mean, being certain is crazy, of course, but still, like people being like, I don't think it's going to get passed. It's like, really? Or are they? Is it not going to? Okay, so it's going to get passed. There's going to be an initial hype, and then a bunch of money is not going to flow in, or they're going to wait to see what happens, and then the market's going to correct me like, oh God, the demand isn't there like we thought that was there. There isn't 100 billion, you know. Fox Corporation collaborates with Polygon Labs to launch blockchain-based media platform. Is it over? Is Gary's crusade against crypto over? Because I know he mentioned Polygon as a unregistered security. Media firm Fox collaborated with Polygon to launch Verify, a blockchain-based media platform. Verify tracks cryptographically signed media and negotiates content licensing deals with AI firms. A media corporation managing brands such as Fox News, Fox Sports, and Tubi has launched a blockchain-based platform called Verify. Verify will negotiate content licensing deals with AI firms as to how Fox Corporation's intellectual property is used. Verify will also track this content by cryptographically signing the media in a database. Fox Corporation collaborated with the software development firm Polygon Labs to launch Verify. With the rise of AI tools and AI-generated media, distinguishing from truth from lies is difficult. Proving provenance and authenticity of any given piece of content is now more important than ever. That's where Verify by Fox Corporation, built on the Polygon stack, comes in. You guys think Bitcoin? You guys think that blockchain is not the future? Even Fox knows that you can use blockchain technology to verify, AI crap. All right. Well, that's interesting. Definitely interesting. Everybody loves Polygon. All these corporations love Polygon. So it's interesting. There's a whole conversation going on that is above my head, but this race to the bottom of sponsor fees is interesting because there's a lot of fees, that go with managing an ETF. You have to pay your custodian. You have to pay all these things. I'm no expert on this at all, but when you have fees this low, it means that you're not making any money off of this. So how are they going to make their money? Or is it just like how an Amazon was, operating at a loss for so long, but then it just became a behemoth, if it's that kind of strategy. BitPay allows customers to pay for goods and bills with BNB and Chainlink. Okay. All right. Let's should we move on to prices? I didn't find the news to be all that compelling. All right. So Bitcoin is down in the last hour. The volume is about the same as it was yesterday. It's at 35 billion, almost 36. It's down in the last hour. It's up 1% over the last 24 hours and up 3% over the last 7 days. So pretty much green, except for pushing down a bit. Not exactly hyping tremendously into the announcement because we all know it's coming tomorrow. Or we all think it's coming tomorrow for sure. Yeah. Ethereum is down, like we just saw. It's at its low in a while against Bitcoin. BNB is at 300, which that pumped a lot recently. So is it going to hold on to 300? Seems unlikely. Solana is down 7% over the last week, but it's up 3% over the last 24 hours and holding on to $100 a token. So I've asked you about that already. XRP bounced back a little bit from what we just saw. It's up in the last hour, 2.5%, but down 8% over the last week. Cardano down almost 17% over the last week, trying to hold on to 50 cents. Avalanche is in the red, down 15%, similarly to old Cardano, Doge. Polkadot's joined all its friends. So there's all sort of these guys, these majors, the Cardano, the Avalanche, the Polkadot, the Chainlink kinda, the Polygon. They're all down similarly over this last week. All right, where are you at? Algo. Filecoin is dumping, folks. I just think that something's coming. This might be the big FUD that we're coming. I don't know. I think the FUD is going to come, and they're going to go after this, and it's going to feel like, what they say against Filecoin is that going to apply to other coins? Hedera lost 8 cents. It had been holding on to that for a while. It's down 4.5% over the last 24 hours, and down a whopping 20% in the last week. Aptos down similarly. VeChain down. Thorchain. Say is at 70 cents. It is sideways, up a little bit over the last day, but down 8%. So doing okay. Algorand barely holding on to the top 50. 18.5 cents. Down 6%, almost 20% over the last week. So not doing great. But the volume's pretty high. It's still over 100 million. It wasn't doing 100 million in volume before our friends at DWF. By the way, friends of the ReCoop, supporters of the ReCoop, looks like we might have a new sponsor coming. We'll announce that shortly. Excited about that. More people coming to make sure that the ReCoop can continue and to spread the good word. Okay. Should we look at gold real quick? I like to look at gold. You can buy gold and silver, tokenized gold and silver by one of the most reputable custodians of precious metals in Australia, Meld Gold, on the Algorand blockchain. So gold is down a bit. It is red over the last 24 hours, but not by much. Still holding strong above 2,000. Silver looked like it was taking a bit of a beating. Yeah, it's under 23. Silver is not doing great. It's actually red in most time frames. Okay. Let's check. Before we go to Vestige, let's check the chat, kind of catch up on loose ends. Oh, I didn't share the silver gold tab. Sorry. Okay, we're not perfect. But I think that's probably the thing that you cared the least about. All right. Okay, they discounted my 40s. What's going on? You look good, Coop. Okay, we already did that. What's going on? We out here? Yep, we did that. Coop drinking the OE. Yep. What does the page 7 of the P Gold white paper mean regarding transferring the wallet to Gavin Wood? Does Gavin Wood even want that? I don't know. Going to smash that like button. And then everyone should buy some silver and gold just in case economy crashes. I mean, look, I hold it. I'm a self-custody type of guy. And I'm with you, Gigi. Why do you claim tomorrow? Well, because everybody says it. Van Eck has said it. BlackRock has said it. Everybody's saying it. Everyone's saying 8 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday. And it's going to start trading on Thursday. So that's what everybody's saying. There's a lot of conviction. Unless there's it would be a huge event if the SEC came out and did not do this tomorrow. It would, I think, crash the market in a pretty substantial way. So if they find a way to not do this tomorrow and just let us all to the river, they let us all to the river, and then didn't do it, that'd be crazy. Coop, do you know where they are going to announce the result? Is it going to be on Twitter, official web, or some press conference? It'll just be, as far as I know, it's just going to be news that gets, announced, and everybody's going to announce that they've been approved, and that trading starts on Thursday. So it's just that I think my guess is it will pump 10% and retrace back to 5% above the price before the approval, and profits will move to altcoins. So I'm quite bullish on algo as well. So Ludo believes that we will get about a 10% pump. So that means that we probably will break 50. This all seems very logical to me, by the way. I think Ludo's calling it pretty well. Is that it pumps about 10 more percent. We're looking at like 50, 51, and then it tests back down and it loses 50, but it stays up to like 47, 48. And then some of that money is going to go into alts, and then more and more money goes into Bitcoin once Bitcoin starts running again. Feels like a logical way that could go. I think denied, delayed. Only one has a final deadline. Others have more time still. Cap Hits thinks it, man. That would be so crazy. But when you're totally convinced of something, Gary comes out and goes, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What's up, Cooper Heads? Algo learners in the building. What's up, Algo learner? Are you learning? Every day, long term, there will be continuous growth of BTC. And I think gold price will go down as institutions will move gold holdings ETF to BTC ETF. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I sympathize with that opinion. I think that is a logical thing to say as well. I just think that nation states right now, nation states are accumulating gold at a pretty rapid rate. China, Russia, the Arab countries, like they really are holding gold as a hedge against all this. So I don't think gold goes anywhere. If they start cutting rates, I think gold probably and Bitcoin are going to go pretty parabolic because the inflation narrative will come back. And I don't know. I'm no macro expert, but that's just what I think. Okay. Cheers, Cat Pits. You're right. One of them can't be delayed. It could be declined and then appealed, though, couldn't it? The issue is if they decline ARC and then they pass all these other ones, why are they declining ARC and not unless they have some bombshell against Cathie Wood? Maybe she had an affair with Crypto for Change, and that was all a front. Remember when Crypto for Change was trying to have coffee with her in Florida? Maybe Crypto for Change and Cathie Wood had an affair. I'm sorry to Crypto for Change's wife and baby boy, but for this accusation. But it's possible. That's possible. So maybe there's a scandal about Cathie Wood. I don't know. I just don't see how could they decline that and then pass the other ones. So they could decline, they could delay and decline hers and then delay all the others. And then she could appeal and then that process can play out. And then maybe they pass them later or they have some new FUD. But my main issue and why I think that it is going to be passed tomorrow and that this is fine to think. And you want to be prepared for anything because you never know. So FOMO right now. And then Gary keeps on talking about FOMO. He hasn't. Okay. This is what I think. For one, Gary Gensler has been rather supportive of Bitcoin his entire time. He always says that, yes, Bitcoin is most likely probably a commodity, but it's separate. It's different than the other ones. And the other ones, almost all of them, he always likes to say, almost all of them are unregistered securities. But Bitcoin is different. He taught Bitcoin at MIT. He likes Bitcoin. I think he also probably likes this grab at Bitcoin and controlling it, and the U.S. government grabbing more and more control because through institutions like BlackRock. So now the main issue and the reason why they might delay is because so many of them are using Coinbase and the SEC is currently suing Coinbase. They're not suing them for their Bitcoin custody services, though. They're suing them for their unregistered securities sales. So, I mean, I could see that. Maybe there's something there with Coinbase. But still, I think that all of that speculation is within the 5% of it not being passed. I think that all indications are that it's going to be passed. Now, I get it. Sometimes when all indications are pointing to one direction, they go the other direction. It's true. It's true. All right. Yes, and they'd likely have time to refile before other major deadlines. Anyone else watch Jason Pizzino? I don't know Jason Pizzino. Give me algo over gold in the apocalypse. Well, so Wilder is saying if there's an apocalypse, what the hell is he going to do with gold? He wants digital money. And hopefully businesses and things are on the blockchain so he can continue to interact with it. What is he going to do with gold? Now, I probably in the apocalypse, I don't know. What do you guys think? You think algo over gold in the apocalypse? Because if you have gold bars, at least you feel rich. You can get one of those bars that you ever seen those bars? I don't own any of them because they trade at a premium, and it's kind of crazy to think that at some point things could go so bad that you're going to have to break off little squares. But they do have those gold bars where you can break off little squares, and they're ounce bars that you can break off little pieces that are each a gram or whatever it is. So not less than a gram, I guess. I don't really know. Face green smiling. Okay. You didn't share your screen, but Algo is down today, so I'm less positive about hitting 45 cents and buying you a second screen. I didn't share coin market cap. Oh man. Is there Starlink in the apocalypse? Probably. We hope so. So our Algo and our Bitcoin and our whatevers, our Coop. What a world, right? We should write a movie. That could be part of the Devin story, is that the apocalypse happened, and by some strange, whatever the event is that Coop becomes the global world currency for some reason because of the history and the tradition of people just giving it in a altruistic way. It's fully distributed in the hands of regular people, not in front of greed and not in greedy, hands. So Coop. So we got to write this movie. Maybe that's the twist. Maybe that's where the plot goes, is that some major global event happens and somehow Devin becomes the king of El Salvador, like he's currently in limbo, right? If you're following the story, his idea is that he's going to become the king of El Salvador. He's going to find his queen and bring her to El Salvador and Belize. Folks, the story just writes itself. Literally, by the way, by me just spouting things in front of a camera and through my unconscious, and all of a sudden I'm saying that. It's got me that far. It's fun. I think it's fun. Anyways, all right. Let's look at Vestige. Are you guys ready to talk about Vestige? Let's talk about on Q. Coop is going to be the world reserve currency. Let's look at Vestige. Let's talk about these ASAs. Let's talk a little bit about this community contest. Let's talk about Polka Gold. Was I not sharing any of that? I think I was, right? Holy shit. I hope I was. You guys are complaining much less, but maybe you're just defeated. Okay. So Algo at 18.5 cents, like we just saw, down 20% over the last 7 days, down 6.5% in the last day. So not doing great. Polka Gold on Q is down 17.5%. They're taking profits. Or they'd be like, oh wait, are they going to can we get these guys to buy this? Why won't these guys buy it? It's the top freaking trading ASA on Algorand. Why aren't they buying it? Why aren't they excited about this damn thing? Orange only down, which makes sense. If you leave an orange tree, the oranges are going to fall off the tree. I grew up on a ranch. There was plenty of orange trees on that, walnut trees, fig trees, pear trees. I'm like freaking Bubba Gump, right? Not Bubba Gump. Bubba Shrimp, Bubba. Orange trees. Whatever. I haven't seen that movie in a while. Okay, chips. The top ASA currently dominating the community token race is up 1% over the last 24 hours, and the market cap is falling. I thought it was over 4. They do a good job. Volume 8,000 over the last 24 hours. Polka Gold, aforementioned, Polka Gold is down 17.5% in the last 24 hours, 5% over the last hour, 31, almost 32 cents. Stable TVL is 610,000. The market cap is at almost 2 million, with 8.5% locked. And the volume, a pretty astonishing for Algorand 85,000. DFly, in the same area, in the same trading, about the same that it usually does. I would like to talk to DFly. I mean, I had Stefan on the show, Stefan Heckenberger, I believe is his name. Bright guy, super bright guy, obviously. That whole team is fantastic. But, if I'm being honest, I do want to hear what the value proposition of the DFly token is. There is a sentiment out there where it's like governance tokens, okay, really? And then wallet tokens or even maybe a peg under it. So I just want to know what exactly, and maybe you guys know, you can put it in the chat. What are you excited about with the utility of DFly token outside of, if you hold some, you can use the swap because the aggregators exist. You know what I mean? The aggregators are out there now. Vestige is looking a little green. Opulus is at okay, so we're here. GORA, a friend of the show, is resting up there around 27 cents, down a little bit over the last 24 hours, but pumping back up a bit. It's looking good. There are people trading this. People are trading Opal. These guys have market makers, I believe. Akita is sideways, basically over 200,000 total TVL. And over $1 million in market cap and about $5,000 worth of trading. I think they are actually leading all of the competition. So that community is putting their Akita against gALGO and looking to get some farms. And then Coop fell below 3 cents. It's down 5% over the last 24 hours. But still, the total TVL is 269,000, but it says that we're 184. Why exactly is our stable TVL so much less than the total TVL? Anybody know? I don't know because I don't follow this stuff very closely. And the market cap is still over 500,000, nearly 600. Circulating supply is 94.67. I believe, people keep on sending, because they do these automated things, and I should have, it's a mALGO multi-sig that I just hate going into, but I'm sure there's some Coop in there that makes it circulating. So we'll go in there. I'll go in there. We won't go in there. I'll go in there and I'll figure out how to get that Coop out of there. I'll send it to the CRV. Whatever is in the Coop wallet, I'll probably just send it to the CRV, or I'll put it in a gALGO pool on TinyMan for the competition. Maybe I'll just do that. I mean, it's going to be insignificant. It'll be like $3. And the volume is actually competitive. Let's look at this according to volume. All right. So look, you guys are all seeing this, right? Let's talk about this. What tokens? Now, this is an issue for Algorand, is the activity, right? What are people trading? What matters to people? Where is the actual interest? Okay, Polka Gold is our top traded ASA in the last 24 hours. That's crazy. We don't know who these people are. They're from Polkadot. We're going to look at some tweets that, where they're basically saying, or at least the supporters are saying that, Gavin Wood or somebody said that we need to start getting liquidity from other chains. And then the next day, Polka Gold was created to bring liquidity over to Polkadot. I mean, maybe that's not what he meant, but that's what it sounded like. So that's crazy. Okay, so a Polkadot created coin is our highest traded ASA on Algorand. Bleak. Second, Opulus, $33,000 in the last 24 hours. Not great, but not terrible. And that project is moving to Arbitrum. Third, Go Mint. Long time Algorand team, and now they have, in the bear market, been accumulating more and more companies. They obviously believe in Algorand and continue to build here. So good. 18,500 being traded there. They are a team, and I'm sure, they are definitely impressive market makers. And by the way, it's up 22% over the last 24 hours. So that's intense. So that's good. Go Mints in the building. And then Coop, freaking Coop, a token that was given away as a joke by me, trading almost 18,000 in the last 24 hours. None of that me or anybody I know or am aware of. I have zero effect over Coop Coin. The damn logo is my face, and I have zero effect on it. You got Relio. I don't really know a lot about Relio, but there is some activity there. Do you guys know about Relio? I should learn about Relio. There's at least some activity. Votecoin, Ludo's in the chat. Look at that. That's an auspicious amount. 11,111. I mean, Votecoin, people are trading that, and that is essentially is a token just to provide liquidity. That's probably being traded by our buddy Ludo. GORA's got some volume. Good. That's a real project on Algorand and ASA, building a real product and a real necessary thing. So shout out to GORA for continuing to build through the bear market and remaining on Algorand. Orange has some volume. The people are still mining it, dumping it. Planets is still around, and then Chips. So anyways. All right. My smile. Just kidding. I don't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. All right. We're going to stop looking at that. So, okay. Polka Gold is down. All that's down. Let's go to Twitter real quick. Make sure. Let's see if they responded. Okay. Share this tab instead. Let's take a look. Okay. So this is what I was talking about earlier. So I sent this. Let's go here. Okay, we'll just go through this thread that I tweeted yesterday. So, I mean, if you were following along yesterday, I got in my head. I was like, oh, well, okay. So why hasn't Ibu was egging me on and egging the Coop Coin community on? I was like, where is the GALGO liquidity? And I was kind of like, yeah, well, because the rewards are pretty high for the farms, and it could be good. And I'm a competitive guy, like I'm a 49er fan, and I get passionate about the 49ers, and the 49ers aren't me, just like KoopCoin isn't me, but it does share some qualities with me, like the logo for sure and the history for sure. But the current state of Coop has nothing really to do with me, other than I could probably just get in its way by pissing people off. Every Coop Coin holder just looked out to the side and was like, yeah, kind of. But the good news is that I mean, hopefully I do more good than I harm. Who knows? Clearly I haven't done too much harm. It is one of the more successful traded ASAs on Algorand, for the love of God. Thank God for Coop. Fucking assholes. Just kidding. Sorry. I'm feeling better. All I have to do is swear a little bit, just kind of say obvious or, things. All right. And maybe it's the coffee. I'm feeling better. Let's refresh my coffee before we get into this thread. I'm not in a hurry today, which is nice. I have things to do, but I have some time to do it. Okay, so the story goes like this. Yesterday, I woke up being like, all right, okay, so maybe I'll try to be like faux aggressive and kind of mess around like I would if the Algorand community were my private chat with my fantasy football friends, which is more complicated, and I guess there's more repercussions than that. But I'm pretty sure everybody knew I was just joking. And I thought it was kind of funny to say that Coop was going to eat dog. I deleted it. And then Barbara. I thought it'd be funny, sort of funny to end it and eat Barbara, because there's sexual innuendo in that. So, okay. So I tweeted that. And then in the end, I was like, what am I even doing? The KoopCoin community is going to do what it's going to do. The Akita community is going to do what it's going to do. Peps is going to do what it's going to do. There's so much bleed over in all of this stuff. Look, I would love to see the Coop community get a nice farm, and I would hate to see the Coop community put a bunch of money into these G-Algo pools and then just get smacked. That'll piss me off at the end by some, centralized liquidity ad. I only want the centralized liquidity ads to happen on Coop. So it's my team, bitch. So anyways, okay. So I can't even pretend to compete with these people, especially since I hold all of them. LOL, let's all grow together. All right. Coop, Peps, Barb, Aura. Okay. And then other people were like, well, what about DBD? And I was like, well, DBD, isn't that an insurance token? I don't really see it in the same thing. Just like I kind of don't see chips as in the same thing. But in the end, all ASAs are, like we just saw, aren't being traded very, very much. Okay. So incentives for any of these ASAs that are certainly like projects like chips, it's like, what am I going to do? Get mad at chips? Chips is one of the more successful projects, homegrown projects on Algorand, where people are able to participate in it. And it seems to be, all good actors. So it's like, I'm not going to actually get mad at them, but whatever. But it doesn't feel like the way I interpreted the sentiment on this community program or proposal or competition or contest was, let's incentivize sort of community token, meme coin culture on Algorand. And DBD certainly doesn't fit in that picture for me. I link it to a real project and, real insurance. And chips is more of like but I guess it's gambling. Who cares? And then, okay, anyways, you get the point. I'm open to it all. Anyways, and then Market Mobster says, well, why not hold any P gold? Okay, it's a good question. If you are looking at Vestige like we just did, you would be like, why aren't you holding any P gold? This thing has just been a rocket ship up. The TVL continues to grow, and the trading is far and beyond any other ASA. So it's a good question, by the way. Well, I've talked a bit about it on my show. It's doesn't exist in Polkadot Eco, and I don't see much interest from familiar DOT accounts. I am a holder of DOT, by the way. I don't have an insignificant bag of DOT. I'm staking it in their governance, decentralized governance, and I'm earning DOT every day. So I believe in the project. I like Gavin Wood. I think that I like these guys that actually care about the ethos of what we're doing here. And Gavin Wood absolutely does. And Polkadot decentralized governance is a total mess, but it is really trying to be decentralized. And they've worked really hard to not be included in this unregistered security conversation. That I like that as well. So I'm rooting for DOT. So that's another question. Why am I not holding any P gold, Polkadot gold? I have a bag, and not a small bag for me of DOT. So why am I not? And then I said, but my issue is that, okay, well, it's nowhere to be found in the Polkadot ecosystem. So it's not like a cross-chain thing. And I don't see anybody except for this guy who I do recognize from that community. He was very passionate and upset about the rating of the Polkadot treasury. Very critical of the top YouTuber podcaster on and all the funds that he's received, the Kuzmarian. He's been very critical of that guy. I mean, I'm definitely familiar with Market Mobster. I have no problems with him. I mean, he's critical I was jealous. He was critical. I was jealous of all the damn money that guy is getting. Holy crap. I mean, damn. I wish the foundation treated me like that. I could have helped, by the way, if they had treated me like that. Half of like how this guy's gotten, half of what the Kuzmarian has gotten I would have helped. I could have done I would have done like things that on the Algorand Foundation YouTube, and I would have teamed up with John Woods, and we would have had a fun back and forth. We would have made that more entertaining. We would have John with the like credibility and the the credibility, I guess, and the actual technical knowledge. I would have had good questions, hopefully, and be a good medium for the people on the other side watching. So I could be the filter of asking the questions that I feel like I'm pretty good at knowing what people are wondering and where the dark spots are. I think that would have been a really good duo, and me and John have a good chemistry. So yeah, there was a lot of things that we could have done if they would have cultivated our relationship, but they didn't, because they don't really care about the crypto side of this. They're bankers. Anyways, let's not go down that rabbit hole. All right, so I've talked a bit about it on my show, okay? And then I said I don't see much interest from familiar accounts except for yours, but the TVL keeps growing. It's the highest recent ASA volume. There's tiny man incentives. I mean, I'm definitely keep my eye on it. And then I asked him, well, why do you support it? And then he said, I support it because at the time there was a lot of crap going on with the DOT treasury. Yeah, I was following that pretty closely. And I seen the interview of the DOT founder, which must be Gavin Wood, talking about the ability to obtain funds from other chains. A few days later, I seen P Gold. At the time, it was a degen play, but as you mentioned, the liquidity kept on growing and growing. First time I ventured into the algo ecosystem, and I've been impressed. All right. So I don't really know what he's insinuating here. I saw the interview with the DOT founder, who would be Gavin Wood, who apparently, according, I haven't read their white paper, but according to, I think it was 409 or whoever it was in the chat, sorry if I'm getting it wrong, why the P Gold team wants to hand over the keys to Gavin Wood. But I seriously doubt Gavin Wood is behind P Gold. He's not. There's no way. And founder talking about it. And then a few days later, he saw that it was there and it was a degen play. But as you mentioned, the liquidity kept on growing. All right. So there you go. So the goal is to siphon funds from Algorand and inject it into DOT. And then I responded, obtain funds from other chains is a bit telling. So, okay. So what are we doing here, folks? What are we doing here? So I saw the interview of the DOT founder talking about the ability to obtain funds from other chains, and then P Gold was born. So look, it sounds like if you are just watching that, and if you're somebody that is in the Algorand ecosystem, you've been here for a while, and you've been, maybe you're a Kita or whatever, and you're like, okay, so they're trying to siphon funds. They're trying to take funds from Algorand and bring them over to DOT because they need more liquidity, and they certainly do. Those parachains certainly are struggling for liquidity. Like Algorand, there is a meme culture in Algorand. There are people willing to participate, and I don't see any meme culture at all. So maybe that's the double-edged sword right there, is that you would have to go to Algorand where there's people actually willing to participate in this type of activity. But still, I don't think that the Algorand community is super excited about the idea that P Gold was born out of the need to obtain funds from other chains to bring over to Polkadot. At the same time, if the vaulting of liquidity is true, which can be checked, it's 5 years before any of it can be touched and 20 until the final unlock. I'm curious to know how much each unlock provides. Vaults mean nothing if they control the token with multiple wallets. Sell, sell, sell. Solid point. How much did they buy at launch? The entire supply was put into LP and 50%. Yeah, these guys know what they're doing. Whoever they are, they definitely know what they're doing, and they have funds to do it. So Jaxhole says, I checked it early, and most of all of the early wallets were burners. Can do a random wallet check, and a lot still remain with algo dust and thousands of P Gold. They qualify for Tiny Man rewards, so they have no incentive to leave Algorand today. I don't know, man. I'm so tired also of Algorand being this like freaking police, like for everything. And like, you want things to work, but at the same time, it's like, really? Like, why is this token that doesn't really, we don't know who they are. It seems like the main case, the stated reason for its existence is to obtain funds from other chains and bring them to dot. Like, why are we giving rewards for that? It's like, why? And then Tiny Man properly pivoted and is no longer giving rewards to Yieldly. But it does seem like an odd thing for our DeFi rewards to go to a token who seems to be set up to bleed liquidity into Polkadot. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't want to be paranoid, and like I said, I like Polkadot, but I don't think it's about that. I don't know. Folks. I don't really know what to say about this. Actually, I said I did, but Algo Trillion, congrats, and thanks for supporting the Doofy project. Big news coming soon. 850 algo for this masterpiece. Selling outside. 1 coin equals 1 land. Bridges also available. Are those bridges to nowhere, Doofy? This was old, but Ebu with 7 days remaining. Should we see? Should we go check? Yeah, Coop nowhere to be found. That was what his point was. And you can prove this by... Okay, obtain funds from other chains is a bit telling. Okay, so he responded. I didn't see that. So either bought or gifted. The wallets are locked for 2010 and a small amount at 5 years. That's a very long time. It won't be an issue if the sell of the asset has value. Not sure why algo people call it a red flag. It's a small percent on each lock. Liquidity is already there. Paul Richard. And I don't know who Paul is. I don't know this account, but let's see what he says. Careful. 17% of the supply is locked burned. If the owners want to dump the rest, they totally can. And this guy responds with, and you can prove this by. So let's see what Paul comes back with. Paul's an NFT collector, and he looks like he's an Akita co-founder. And he's from Paris. Oh, it looks like I didn't bring my charger down here. So it looks like my computer may end the show. If the show ends abruptly, it's because my battery died. I didn't bring it into the bunker. All right. Well, let's let this play out. I mean, I haven't looked into it. If you guys want to look into it further and kind of get to the bottom of like what is actually locked and what they have and all of that. I mean, look, if it's a legit project, I'm not trying to freaking come with like pitchforks or anything for P Gold. It certainly is a high liquidity, highly traded token. Now, maybe the big brains can look into it a bit more and find some answers for the people. All right, let's go to the chat and let's have a chat before we have to go. Okay. Follow the ReCoop. Do it. D13, do you remember why? Okay, so there's some stuff that's going on this week that I want to tell you about. Give me algo. Okay, we're good. Good morning, Scarlet Death. Thanks for showing up. Follow the ReCoop Choice Coin. You do a great job. Always adding that to my replies. I appreciate it. Polkadocs. Michael Fabrizio says, relax and sleep. Have you seen Ink's CTO tweet? No. Gary Maloof. Let's look at it. Relax and sleep. Anyone know what's coming? Nope. What does it say? Let's look. Where you at, Gary? Oh, Gary Maloof. The good Gary. Good Gary. He should change his name to that. Dynamic Round Times is the headliner. Foundation building for our peer-to-peer investment this year. Folks, there's a consensus release going out today. For those familiar, it takes 150,000 rounds after 90% of online stake votes for it to go into effect next week at some point. The breakdown on this release and the bigger picture should be out broadly next week per our friends at the foundation. Happy New Year. So it looks like, folks, there's going to be a way to do consensus peer-to-peer gossip and not just using the relay nodes. I'm very excited about that, and that makes me feel bullish about Algorand. Not going to lie. I love it. It's further decentralizing this. This is, I mean, I need this stuff to continue to root for this space. And, you know, the reason why I ever jumped into this stuff was because I like the idea that this can't be shut down by a central actor. It's censorship resistant. It's, you know, it's permissionless. All the crap that we all think is important because of the stuff that we've seen in the past. The reason why Bitcoin was born. So I'm excited about that. Silvio inspired me with his solving of with his what he had said about solving the trilemma. And as you look, I was a little bit like, okay, relay nodes, and it's been revealed a little bit. And certainly Gary Maloof and the teams do believe that the centralization of the relay nodes are overstated, but they clearly believe that there is some truth to it as well because of the drastic steps that they are taking to rework consensus, which is going to bring incentives to consensus. And it's also bringing this peer-to-peer gossip, and also so that these large institutions that need a higher throughput and extreme speed that is already there for Algorand can continue to do this. This will make Algorand decentralized in the best way. And absolutely, I mean, I think if it all, as far as I can understand, and it should make it a real player. All right. Let's not check my DMs. I wasn't sharing the damn screen. Well, see, can't end anything. What does it say? Can't do anything right. I read it, so I'm sure you guys saw it. So right here, Eleanor Charette from Fox Business, Valkyrie Funds Chief Investment Officer Stephen McClurg says it wouldn't surprise him if he saw Ripple and Ethereum spot ETFs coming to the market now that the SEC is about to approve one for Bitcoin. $100,000, Max Kaiser, the hopium master of all, $100,000 is a magnet. The move from here to there can happen in 48 hours. Holy shit. 34 minutes ago, Jason A. Williams, who is a frequent shit poster, says breaking news, an address received $2.88 billion of USDT from the Tether Treasury, then deposited its funds into exchanges. Oh, man. Vivek is shutting down everything. Dude is so bright. He is very bright, that's for sure. Whether you like his politics or not. I guess if you don't like your politics, you don't like how bright he is. Makes him a bigger threat. FYI, I'm not creating an NFT project. My commitment to our outstanding. Okay. That's now I'm just like reading what I would read. Okay. Estefania says prioritize your health. I think that's a good idea. Okay, my buddy Prithvi, hot take: the ability to call people in the DMs on Twitter is just an uncompensated data set for Grok. Okay. $2.8 billion worth of Tether deposited it into exchanges. You guys feeling the FOMO? I'm feeling the FOMO a bit. What are they doing? You know what I'm saying? What are they doing? All right. Algo Casino, weekly casino leaderboard. Every week, the top 5 casino players win as much as 500 Algo. Give it a go with the link below. Hell yeah. Algo Casino is a good project. It's been around a long time and it continues to grow. And like I said, you chips holders are allowed to participate in the upside, or they do participate in the upside, which is pretty cool. I think this is unlikely. I don't think we're anywhere close to this, personally. Sherry is jumping on this as well. I seen the interview of the DOT founder talking about the ability to obtain funds from other chains. A few days later, I seen P Gold. I mean, at the same time, the dude's being honest. You know what I mean? He's saying what I asked him why he supports it, and he's like, "Look, they were talking about how we need to get more funds onto Polkadot, and then 2 days later, there was P Gold." I don't know. Should we ask Tiny Man to reconsider? What do you guys want to do? Oh my God, this guy. He's at the SEC building. Justin, Bitcoin setting new all-time highs in Turkey, Argentina, Egypt, and Lebanon. You guys feeling the FOMO? Gary told you not to FOMO. Are you FOMOing anyway? This person's in Seattle. She's a mother to 3 boys, and she believes that we will not see a Bitcoin spot ETF this month. Women are evil for real. That boy ain't even have HIV. That's sick. So I think this person, I think I'm getting this in my timeline because I clicked on it. And breaking news, everybody, somebody exposed this guy for sleeping with her and having HIV and her getting infected. And now it turns out that he doesn't even have HIV. What? Oh, here's Ross Ulbricht. Speaking of Vivek, who says he will pardon him. Myself and other drug offenders serving life took this picture in 2018. Since then, 3 have gone free. I hope and pray my turn will come someday. Like, let this guy go. For the love of God. Algorand and the United Nations DP Development Program, Blockchain and Real World Impact. At this moment in history, the word blockchain evokes strong opinions and polarized views. While some hail it as a revolutionary force for good, others criticize it for harming the planet or making the rich richer. Amidst all these debates, the United Nations Development Program has taken a significant step by announcing its Algorand Blockchain Academy in 2024. This initiative aimed at equipping over 22,000 United Nations Development Program employees in 170 plus countries with knowledge about blockchain applications signals a move towards harnessing blockchain for real-world social impact. UNDP is the leading United Nations organization fighting to end the injustice of poverty, inequality, and climate change. Working with their broad network of experts and partners in 170 countries and territories, they help nations build integrated, lasting solutions for people and the planet. There you go, folks. Other social impact projects built on Algorand. Hizab Pay. At the center of Kabul, in Afghanistan, there's a local fintech company powered by Algorand that partners with the UN to help people open bank accounts linked to their phone numbers. Hizab Pay allows UN World Food Program assistance to leverage local businesses to serve local communities in Afghanistan. This guarantees getting payments into the hands of vulnerable people without huge events that are ripe for violence, corruption, and misuse. Eureka, another Algorand-powered project, is a powerful example of blockchain technology. I'm sharing all this crap, right? Yeah. Can facilitate impactful environmental and social change. The Mongolian startup has developed a platform for retail-level investment of carbon credits to make significant advancements in the carbon credit industry. This climate investing platform, okay, carbon credits. All right. BAF. Algorand certainly, in that conversation of great blockchain technology having real world impact at that kind of level, which certainly most of the crypto industry is not so interested in. when you start saying carbon credits or climate change, a ton of eyes roll into the back of their head. But in the end, if you are an algo holder, I think that you don't really care what it's used for, other than the fact that you want it to be used and you want that technology to be a solution. And I don't see a lot of this type of stuff being announced anywhere else. So clearly, the foundation is making things happen on some level. Okay, let's just check and see if there's anything before we go. All right, folks. Unless there's anything else in the chat to discuss, I think I'll go on my merry way and see you tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. So we got, I don't like it. If the reps of P Gold docs and state their intent is to Captain Stryker says cuck coin. I don't like it. If the reps of P Gold docs and state their intent to stay and support Algo, then that's okay. Late, but I made it. GFY, thank you for making it, man. Cheers to you. Cheers to you, my friend. Me too, sliding in late like Pete Rose. There you go, Pete Rose. Pete Rose. You know what? Go bet on something. All right, go bet on something world renowned. I'm a Ricky Henderson man. God, I love Ricky Henderson. The older I get, the more I just love Ricky Henderson. I don't know. Is that weird? Like when I think about my histories, I liked Jose Canseco because he was dating my next door neighbor and I got to ride in his Porsche. And I met a lot of the Oakland A's because he was affiliated. My neighbor had these like gorgeous twin daughters. When I was a little guy, I was very little, had a Vision skateboard and wore Vision clothes. I got to meet a lot of Oakland A's baseball players. I met Walt Weiss. Who else did I meet? Lance Broderick, I think his name was. Jose Canseco. And then I got to go to the games, and I had like right on the aisle where the opposing team would walk in and out. So I always was able to get balls signed. Somewhere at my house, my parents' house, I have like Cecil Fielder signed balls. I have a bunch of Ken Griffey Jr. I think I got a lot of really good signatures. And But when I look back at that, Mark McGuire, obviously his legacy is a bit tainted. Jose Canseco, certainly his legacy is a bit tainted. But man, Ricky Henderson he's one of the GOATs for sure. Certainly at what he did. God, I love Ricky Henderson. I do. It's true. Oh, and Barry Bonds during the Pirates era too. Yes. Skinny Barry Bonds was fantastic. Absolutely. He was, those steroids didn't help him hit better. Hit further. Maybe it helped him hit better. I don't know. Certainly helped him hit home runs. Yeah, but I'm a big fan of Ricky Henderson. All right. World Renowned set me off. I like Pete Rose. Somebody stole it. I had a second year Pete Rose card. It was in pretty good condition. Somebody stole it from me. They stole a bunch of my cards. Somebody stole I had a little treasure chest as a kid. I had back then it was important. I had the USA signed Mark McGuire card. I had a USA team signed. That was a really popular card back then. I had the Don Russ rated rookie Jose Canseco card, which was a big card back then. I had an Ozzie Smith rookie. I had who else? I had some good cards and somebody freaking jacked it. Damn it. All right. Asterisks. All right, everybody. I'm losing followers as I reminisce about my stolen baseball cards. I wonder why. But now I'm probably going to go on Pristine Auction and look up Ricky Henderson memorabilia. Oh, Big Dave Winfield and Donnie Baseball. Big Dave Winfield, man. That is a good feeling. I like to remember Dave Winfield. I love it. I was more into basketball and football. Parents sold the whole collection. No. Yeah, as a kid, I'm not interested in baseball at all anymore. I don't care about baseball at all. My son doesn't either. So, so we don't, I guess if he were a baseball player, I would get back into it, but he's just not. So it's football and basketball for me now too. I definitely got into, I didn't really collect football cards ever. I had some early Joe Montana cards and Jerry Rice cards because I was a 49er fan, but that was about it. And then basketball cards, I collected basketball cards through the era where it got too saturated, like the Shaq era, Shaq rookie cards and all of that. It was very popular and they just printed the shit out of them. It's like the United States dollar. You know what I mean? It's like the dollar. They just printed the hell out of them and it kind of devalued that whole era. But yeah. Okay, so we got Marwan. Let's talk Pete Gold. Well, I just did, man. Marwan. Now you just, at the end of the show, having me ramble about sports cards from my childhood. But thanks for tuning in. We could talk about it tomorrow. Or, you could rewind the stream. We talked a lot about it. I have questions for sure. But if you have answers, let's go. Yep, after Shaq and the holograms, it went to shit. Olympics, Dream Team. Yep. All right, guys. Hey, thank you for tuning in. No hate for anybody. Certainly, by the way, I want to make it clear. I was joking yesterday, but there's absolutely no hate at all from the ReCoop towards projects like Chips and, the Papyrium, Akita, Barb, none of that. Orange, none of it. I joke. Opulus, too. Yeah, I don't care. They're doing what they can do they're doing what they think is best for their company. So all of these tokens, I'm supportive of all of them. All right. It's all good. Now, do I think maybe the Opal token, should it still be incentivized with DeFi rewards when they have stated that they're moving on? That's a good question, right? Should it? Should we continue to incentivize participation on Algorand when they're leaving Algorand? That, I believe, is a good question. Clearly, Yield was an easy call. They're done. They're on, I think, Say or something. I don't know what they're doing. But they're certainly not here. So that's an easy call. Opal's a little different because the market is still being supported. And there's a ton of Opal holders in the Algorand ecosystem and supporters that continue. And you're allowed to support projects that leave. You're allowed to support projects on other things. We don't need to be so crazy. But I do believe it's a genuine and a at least a valid conversation on whether they should continue to be incentivized or whether those rewards should go to projects that are maintaining, you know, are staying on Algorand. Now, the argument may be from Tiny Man as well, we need to, I don't know. I don't know what the argument would be. Maybe there isn't enough projects to support on Algorand. And we can talk. I know I've seen some stuff about the Algo Mint team and some of the what how they're distributing their rewards to all the different projects. I mean, folks, all I'll say about that is that team has been here from the beginning. I mean, anybody that thinks that Michael Cotton is a bad actor, I mean, look, I would be the worst judge of character in the world because I don't see that guy. I mean, I just think it's a net positive. And if you really just step back for a second and you get real about what's going on Algorand and what you can do, there isn't a lot of great things, but you can certainly participate and hold and trade things like Bitcoin and Ethereum and now gold and all of these things. You can have exposure from trusted actors. Like I said earlier in the show, Michael Cotton is one of the most reputable custodians of precious metals in the country of Australia. All right. There's a lot of pedigree there. Okay. So now there's definitely valid questions to ask, and I'm not saying there isn't, but like at some point we gotta put our guns down on some level and just, we ask the tough questions. That's the whole point of the show. But I don't know. That's what I think. All right, everybody. Well, I appreciate it. Get Ingrid on the show. I'm sorry. Who's Ingrid? Are you there, Captain Stryker? Tell me, who's Ingrid? Who's Ingrid? Anybody? You gonna do it before I press end stream? I don't know who Ingrid is. Anybody know who Ingrid is? Okay, I don't know. Okay, Ludo says, I don't know. All right, thanks for tuning in, Ludo. Thanks, Jimmy, for coming in. Ingrid Vale con Dios. I don't know. I don't know what that is. New CMO? Oh, is there a new CMO named Ingrid? Because I've noticed the Algorand Foundation Twitter profile come alive. They're asking, I definitely asked not recently, a while ago. We've chewed on the question: should we change from Algo Fam, and what would it be? I have no idea. I joked to Zero Fanfare about the Silvio Sisterhood could be our new hashtag. Nobody liked that. I don't think. This I think I even made it longer just to be Silvio Sisterhood of the Traveling Cats. All right. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I don't know what I'm talking about. The Silvio Sisterhood, hashtag Silvio Sisterhood of the Traveling Cats. That's the new official hashtag. There's no change. Algo Fam, we've tried. So Ingrid, if you are the new CEO or CMO of the Algorand Foundation and you would like to change Algo Fam, it's impossible. I've tried it. We could go back to Algonauts, but the Algonauts feels a little boring, I think, at this point. That's the problem. Algo Fam just is, I hate saying it, and I don't like it. I've never really liked Algo Fam, but now I just say it. It's just what it is. You just got to accept it, Ingrid, if you're the new CMO. And if you're somebody else, I don't know what to say. But Algo Fam is impossible to change. Algo Click, Algo Gang, Algo Fam, Algo Pants, Algo Sandwich. There's just nothing. Algo Randos. Randos is probably the best, and that's terrible. Randy's. Algo Randy's. Randy's is fun because it makes us all feel a little spry, but also a little old. Randy's is a little weird. I'm losing you all because I'm talking nonsense. I need to go upstairs. I have things to do. I'll talk to you guys soon, and be well. I'll see you tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you tomorrow.